What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Mob. So we got a brand new one from Mozzy, one of the more prolific voices on the West Coast and probably the dopest rapper on the West at the moment, especially if you like introspective street rap. Now, Mozzy spent his entire career going the independent route, releasing multiple projects annually until he decided to sign with Yo Gotti's CMG label earlier in the year. He stated in an interview that he wanted to see what the machine had to offer, and I think that it was a smart move for him business-wise since he wanted to turn it up a notch. I mean, it's not like he had any more to prove as an independent artist. I mean, he already paid his dues and amassed a huge fan base. Now, this brand new project, Survivor's Guilt, comes on the heels of the CMG compilation Gangsta Art, in which Mozzy appeared on 5 tracks, and it's a follow-up to last year's Untreated Trauma. Looking at the album credits on Tidal, they do have this listed as being released under Mozzy Records, but I'm pretty sure this is still considered his CMG debut. It contains 15 tracks and lasts approximately 43 minutes. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track-by-track breakdown. The opener, Not the Same, sets things off on a melancholy note. Mozzy is pouring out his pain over a haunting and atmospheric beat. He claims people say that he's changed, but if he has, it's only because of the pain, not because of things like money or the fame. He mournfully raps, "It's nothing painful more than death alone. Where all my dead ones go. Like, why did they all leave me here? I know they talking back to me, but I can't seem to hear." One thing about Mozzy is he will paint you a vivid picture of his pain on wax. Track 2, If You Love Me, has an attractive Spanish guitar sample and those signature West Coast bass rumblings. Here, he speaks on disloyalty, betrayal, the consequences for snitching, and just battling his inner demons. Still, despite his hardened lifestyle, he believes that he likely disappointed his mom by being a gang member. So, as a whole, it's a pretty grim record with the standout beat. On track 3, Lurkin, Mozzy and ESTG flex their chemistry over an aggressive, intense trap beat. This one is a banger. They do a cool back and forth, talking heavy gangster themes, sounded like true naturals in their lane. I did enjoy this particular pairing. Track 4, Tell the Truth, has an eerie Detroit meets a Bay Area instrumental that is a little formulaic. I don't necessarily dislike this song, but I could have done without the feature from Shorty Shorty, who sounded like an off-brand 42 Doug. The following, Murder on My Mind, has a gentler, calm after the storm type beat. It's the kind of instrumental that is made for Mozzy to get contemplative on. He admits to feeling conflicted, stating, "It be times I can't cry because it's conflicting with my pride. Can't go to sleep without slime because I got murder on my mind." It's definitely a solid Mozzy record for the trenches. Track 6, Burr, goes into more acoustic trap territory. And on here, Mozzy reminds us just how frigid it can get out there on the block. It's like he can sense death around the corner like Tupac. He wisely states, "Watch what you dudes post, save a trip to the feds." And it's really a no-brainer, but so many young guys still get caught lacking and dropping their location and addresses on social media, making life so easy for the feds and their ops. All in all, I wouldn't consider this a favorite, but it's a serviceable Mozzy record that gives off those eerie and chilly vibes. We then get a change of pace sonically with the track Wouldn't Be Us with YG and Blast. It's a Bompton, the Sacktown thing. This features a pretty slick hook from Blast, who has been killing his features as of late, but this is a relationship record set to a spacious and sunny West Coast beat. It's a breezy commercial song that I actually didn't mind, and I could see some ladies gravitating towards it. Then the album shifts right back into gangsta mode with Smoke Nothing featuring 42 Doug. The two give a straightforward street rap, making threats over an ominous piano beat. It's a simple trap instrumental, but I feel it goes pretty hard. I dug the following Mozzy line, Dudes will break your wrist behind that watch that you went broke on. Dudes will sit outside your mama's house. Now you can't come home. Just another reminder how wicked it can get if you live that lifestyle, for those who think it's just a fashion or flossing show. Track 9, For Life, is Mozzy's dedication to gang life. He vows to stand on gang business over this mellow and ethereal backdrop. The themes are pretty similar to what he's talked about already, but it has a nice, soothing melody. Track 10, Make the News, features the face of CMG, Yo Gotti, and Black Youngsta. It has a dramatic, mafioso trap beat that is fitting for everyone's sinister demeanor. There were a lot of threats issued on this track. Mozzy promises that his ops won't make the hospital. Instead, they're just gonna make the news. And I liked on the hook when he said, killers striped up like a saber tooth, but they know all he want for Christmas is some Percocets and a Draco. Mozzy also shows his allegiance to a code of no snitching under any circumstances with, they asked me about Alonzo murder, revealing nothing, and there was nothing said. Loyalty over your love instead. And this line made me think of the Cowboy and Nipsey situation where Cowboy testified on Nipsey's behalf out of love and respect for his homie. But some people would still view it as snitching since he technically took the stand. Yo Gotti had a solid verse as expected. As far as Black Youngsters, I can't speak on that because I fast forward anytime he appears on an album. I don't rock with Black Youngsta. Sorry, not sorry. Next is What You Hollerin' with Selly Root and E. Mozzy. It's straightforward Sacramento street rap. I have no complaints with this as it's pretty standard mob music from Mozzy and his crew. The pace then slows down a little bit for the track Ain't Really Real. We get some somber strings and gentle keys. Mozzy reflects on the time when he knew the love wasn't real, but the fake love felt better than nothing. He states, good old days, I remember those. Dudes hardly ever home, like granny lived alone. Now she ain't here. Fuck am I living for? I know she missed me, but I miss her more. Obviously, he's speaking on his grandmother who passed away, who was the person that raised him. I also thought the following line was interesting, especially if you've ever considered therapy. I consider mental health, but I'm gonna talk to who? The subsequent song, Open Arms, is a real standout. I like the gospel-inspired sample and the endearing piano melody. The subject matter here is pretty self-explanatory. Mozzy recalls the streets welcoming him with open arms, but they left him with nothing but a broken heart. It's a top 3 song on this project. The second and last song, In My Face, is a commercial strip club anthem that I actually like. The flute-like production from Mustard goes pretty hard. It looks like Mozzy might get some crossover appeal with this one. Sometimes records of this nature sound forced or generic, but I think this one's a hit. Then the album wraps up with Real Ones featuring Roddy Ricch. This is the first time hearing this from me, although it was released earlier in the year. To be honest, I haven't loved much from Roddy Ricch in a while, but I think he shined on this hook, and I would consider it to be a solid way to wrap up the album. Overall, I would give this project a rating of 3.5 mics. It's another super consistent release from Mozzy. He continues to be one of the leading voices in pain rap or introspective street music. He makes the kinds of songs for the trenches that are relatable if you're going through it, just trying to survive. The content here was very similar to all of his albums, which isn't a bad thing. But if I do have to offer some slight criticism, his subject matter can become a bit repetitive and sometimes even a little depressing. That being said, he is good at this particular lane, and I can't knock him for it, as the kind of content you're gonna get on a Mozzy album. So how do y'all feel Mozzy sounded on the CMG label? I personally, thought this material sounded similar to his other releases, but I felt the production seemed a little bigger at times, and he slightly went out of his comfort zone with like the strip club anthem. I will be curious though to hear how his next full-length CMG release will sound once he fully adjusts to the switch. But let me know in the comment section if you like Mozzy on a powerhouse label like CMG, or if you would have preferred he stayed independent. My favorite tracks include If You Love Me, Lurkin', Smoke Nothing, What You Hollering, Ain't Really Real, Open Arms, and In My Face. Let me know what you thought about this album in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. Mozzy, Survivor's Guild 1.